Hello peeps and welcome back to Gult's Gorge. Okay, last episode I went ahead and made myself a full suit of wyvern armor. I also went through and started getting some stuff together to build a dimension that I want to build. But I ran into a problem in which I didn't have enough uranium to do the liquid absorber. Well, I got that off camera, so this is now ready to go. I did go ahead and expand our smeltery up beyond the limit here. I figure we'll just count that as another chimney because I want the ability to process more through the smeltery controller, or through the smeltery. So we have our liquid absorber now. What are we going to do with that? Well, we're going to come in here. And we are going to use the dimlet workbench to create a molten uranium liquid dimlet. And let's see, I can't remember what I have to use. Let's see, where are we at here? Liquid type controller, that's what we have here. Mob type, sky type, structure type, terrain type, digit type, special type, weather type. I think what I need to do is I need to have, let's go ahead, I need the terrain dimlet that I have here and the biome dimlet that I have here. Let's create, did I eventually break all of these down, or did I just move them in there and forget about them? I can't remember. Let's go out here and check real quick. And I'm still dealing with this crackling in my headset. It's driving me absolutely berserk. Let's see, what do we got here? Controller dimlet, default, feature, material, hardened aluminum glass, and prismarine. Let's see. Terrain, lake, or liquid orbs. So, I have more dimlet parcels that I haven't touched. Feature dimlet, material dimlet. I could make one with hardened aluminum glass as the base of it, but let's not do that. Let's just go with what we have. We'll make a very simple dimension. We are going to have, let's see, I need a biome controller. We need, where is it? It is, we need the single biome controller. The single controller is just some dimlet templates and redstone comparator and redstone. So we're going to need one of these because we want to make sure that the entire thing is ocean. So let's go with comparator, 3AU, and there we go, controller dimlet single. Alright, so now to actually create our world, we are going to use controller dimlet single of ocean. Normal terrain with molten uranium as the material type, the liquid type. Now this creation cost and maintenance cost is now 10,000 RF a tick. We're going to store that. The maintenance cost is 50,000 RF a tick. What the absolute hell happened there? I don't even know. Let's find out. let's figure out what the hell happened. I might want to extract the dimlets back out of that and use a digit to change it back, because 50,000 RF a tick, it's kind of silly. We're going to need an activity monitor that we're going to drop in here. Yeah, the activity probe. Because we don't want this thing using power if we're not in there. I'm also going to want to have my phased field generator with me, just in case this thing runs out of power. Because if you are in a dimension and the dimension runs out of power, you die instantly. Like, there's no countdown, there's no, oh, you're about to die. The sky starts getting dark, and if it runs completely out of power, boom, you're dead. Done. No questions asked. Blammo. And then getting back to your body can be a pain in the ass. So, let's go ahead and we're going to create this dim. Actually, you know what? We're going to craft a digit dimlet 1, I think. So let's go craft a digit dimlet, because I'm actually going to rip this dimlet apart. And we're not even going to realize this dimlet, because there's something going on with it. And it's going to hurt to try and maintain 50,000 RF a tick. Like right now, our entire power generation can't really keep up with that. So we're going to come into the dimension describer. We're going to extract the dimlets from this. I'm going to put a digit dimlet 1 on the end. We're going to name this uranium ocean. We'll store it. It's still 50,000 RF a tick. Whatever. It's fine. It'll be fine. Let's go ahead and put that in there. And this is going to start pulling power. We are actually capable of meeting 50,000 RF a tick at the moment. As crazy as that sounds, we are capable of maintaining 50,000 RF a tick from this system. Right now it's only using 26,000 RF a tick. Not sure how that works, but it is. Oh, probably because I infused this thing, so it only costs half the power. It's more efficient. So it is currently creating this dimlet. And disco. It's charging up. This thing has now pulled all of the power, and it is charging. We are in good shape. As long as this is, oh shit, we're actually not in good shape, are we? Well, I mean, we are. It's working. It's got power. It's got enough power to keep running for a little while. But let's go ahead and dial and see what we got. Wait, didn't I name this uranium ocean? No, I didn't. It's ID 15. Damn it. So, we're going to dial this to ID 15. Dial once. Dial is okay. And we're going to jump in here. See what we got. It's going to take a minute to create, because this is the first time we're visiting this dimension, and bammo! We are in the dimension. Check this out. We have ocean as far as the eye can see. We're not using any energy out of my phase field generator, so that's good. And the ocean is made out of molten uranium. How awesome is that? we're going to put an activity probe in here. The activity probe is going to monitor this dimension, and it's only going to use power if somebody or something is doing work in here. Let's go back home. Come on, back home. There we go. Back at home. We'll walk back over here. And if we were to look at this thing now, we're going to notice that this is now building power very quickly. It's already maxed out on its power, and this thing is fully charging. This dimension is now not using any power because nobody's in it. As long as nobody's in it, it won't use power. Let's figure out how we want to get the uranium out of there and what we want to do with it on this side. Well, the easiest way to get the uranium out of there is going to be a pump. And specifically, we're going to use the RF Tools Builder pump. We're going to use the shape card for the pump, which is easy enough to make. You make a blank shape card, and then you make the pump card. Let's see, we're going to need a few more buckets. And we need 1 bucket of lava and 1 bucket of water. So we'll grab a bucket of lava out of here. Oh, I don't have any lava in there anymore. So we'll grab a bucket of water out of my tank. And we'll grab a bucket of lava out of the tank in here. We still got plenty in there. Now, we're also going to need a builder from RF Tools. So let's get our shape card pump. There we go. And let's get our builder. I need some bricks. There we go. Now we're going to need, oh, clicked out of Minecraft by accident. Now we're going to need a way to get it back to this dimension. I could use an ender tank, or we can try a new item. Where is it? The dimensional transceiver allows us to transport items, fluids, and power wirelessly across any distance and between dimensions. That's pretty nice, but it's kind of expensive. It takes an ender resonator, an ender crystal, fused quartz, electrical steel, kind of a pain in the ass. There's also the quantum entangleporter. Oops, a highly advanced block capable of transmitting practically any practical resource across long dimensions and distances. This is actually a little easier to make, believe it or not. Teleportation core is some atomic alloy. We've got some of that already. We're actually going to need 2 of them, aren't we? The ultimate control circuit is an elite. Do I have any refined obsidian in there? Yes, I do. Okay. So we just need the circuits. We'll go ahead and craft those real quick. There's those. There's those. And there's those. To get... Damn it. Should have known. Refined obsidian, osmium compressor, refined obsidian, dust, and osmium. obsidian dust. Need some diamond. Actually, I think I can just do it in here because this is already filled with diamonds, so I'll just drop that in there. That'll create our refined obsidian dust. And then we just take some osmium over to the osmium compressor that I have in the clean room over there. We'll just go ahead and take a stack. I need to get on auto processing of my ores pretty soon. Osmium compressor here. Just toss this in here. That's going to pretty quickly get us some refined obsidian. There we go. Come out here and boink. Second quantum entangloporter. Now, I have never played with these before, so I don't know how they work. Let's see. We're going to change it to private, and we're going to, let's see, set dagger 1. Set that to dagger 1. There we go. So these are now set. I can transport stuff back and forth with these. Let's come over here. Let's see, where do I want to do this? I think I want to do this. I'm going to do this behind here. I'm going to do this for a reason. That reason I will get to in a bit. There. Quantum entangloporter is set there. Set to frequency dagger 1. Side config is going to be fluids eject on. And this is going to be set to output on all sides. Okay? Now, we need our builder. But we first need to understand how this shape card works in relation to that builder. If we take a look at this, dimension 5, 5, 5, offset 0, 0, 0, okay? Well, if I want to do, say, a 3 by 3 by 1 area, I can right-click the builder, and we go there and there. And that is going to give us 3 by 1 by 3. So we're looking at the X, Y, and Z dimension. X being one way, Y being the other way, and Z being up and down. Or no, other way around. X and Z being on the horizontal plane, and Y, which is the center one, being on the vertical. Offset 2 to the side, and -1, 0. See, I don't understand how the offset works. But what I do know is that if I do this and I want to have it go further down, all I have to do is change this number. And now it affects, if I come in here and hit preview mode, let's see. Might have to have power in order to do the preview, I don't know. Let's get the power cell. We'll pop the power cell down here. Previewing. No. Okay, that's fine. Let's take it over here and let's actually set this thing up next to some liquid and see how that works there. And specifically, I need an area where it's going to be too deep, so right here. Okay. I'm actually going to need to put down a block to copy the card, or copy the settings to. So, first corner is there. Second corner is there. That's going to give us an area 9 blocks, this 3 by 3. So if I dig this out, I'm going to do that 3 by 3 area. Just die. If I plug this shape card into the pump and set preview mode on, why is it not showing me the preview? Got power. I don't know. Regardless, if I were to give this thing a redstone signal now, it would pump out these blocks, and it would replace them with dirt. Let's come in here, get a lever, and we'll demonstrate that changing that one aspect of the card is going to change where it mines at, or where it pumps at, in this case. So, what the shit? Zombie apocalypse. Okay, so if we dig this out, and we place the lever on here, we flip the lever, it's not going to pump anything because it doesn't have a place to pump it at the moment. Let's give it a place to pump that. Let's get a tank. Is the backup actually going to work? Because I didn't wipe the other backups like I normally do. Nope, failed to autosave. I saw that coming. Let's get just a mechanism tank, I guess. Where? There. Just basic mechanism tank. We'll pop that on top. Now that it has a place to put the water, it's going to immediately pump out the water. Now, it got the 1 by 1 area, right? So it pumped out 9 units of water. If I take this card out of here, and I change this to a 2, put that back in, and flip that, it's going to now go down further. It couldn't get all of it because the pump's full, the tank's full, but it's a proof of concept. So what are we going to do with this? Well, we're going to pump a bunch of fluid uranium out. We are going to store it in a dynamic tank. So for that, we're going to need a bunch of buckets. We'll just get a stack of them to get a bunch of dynamic tank blocks. We're going to need a couple of dynamic valves, which means we're going to need a couple of these basic control circuits. Actually, we only need the 2. Because we only need 2 valves, right? Right. And let's go ahead and get a few more of these dynamic tanks. And I have some structural glass here that we can use in the tank. Let's go build ourselves a dynamic tank. This dynamic tank we're going to put over here. And I'm going to bury it into the ground right here. We're going to do a 5 by 5, I think. But we're going to make it a little taller than 5 by 5, I think. Well, we can't make it too much taller, can we? Okay, let's put down dynamic tank blocks. Break that. Now I need to save 25 of these to do the roof, don't I? You know what, we're actually just going to make some more of the dynamic tanks because steel is not a problem and neither is iron. So we're just going to make another stack or two of these. There we go. We'll go with that. And then we need the structural glass in the front. Right here, I'm going to have one of the dynamic valves. Okay, we're going to do that. We're going to build up the wall. And I'm actually going to go get my builder's wand to make this a little easier. And then here we're going to do the roof. And on the top here, we're going to put our second dynamic valve. We get the redstone particles that tells us that we've done a good job. Good. First, quantum entanglement. It's going to go on top of here. It's going to be set to output to all sides. We're going to set the frequency on private dagger 1 set. Side config, liquids eject on all sides. Okay? This thing has a volume of 175 blocks. That's a lot of volume. So, the second one, we're going to take this builder into the other dimension. And we're going to need some dirt on us. We're going to teleport into our uranium dimension. Okay? Now, we need to be a little careful in here because if this thing runs out of power, we're going to have some trouble. I have, let's see, side config. This is going to be input on all sides and private dagger 1 set. Okay? Power cell goes next to that. Lever goes next to that. Shape card comes out. Okay? We are going to tag that. We're going to right-click on that, click on that, click on that. That's going to copy these settings to the card, but we haven't actually selected any uranium to pump yet. Now, we're going to edit manually the card. Dimension, we're going to make this 32 by 32 by 32. Pop that in. Turn that on. Where did my card go? Where'd my card go? Where's my card? Why for did you eat my card? And I don't have a way to break that, figures. So let's pop it back down. I guess let's go get another card. We'll go get another pump card. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but... Now bear in mind, we're not doing anything in that dimension, so it should not be using power anymore. We're not active in there. Let me just make sure that this wasn't working. If we come over here, there shouldn't be anything in here. There isn't. Okay. Alright, and bucket of water on the flyby. Bucket of lava in there. Dog is going berserk. We need a pump card again, which means we need a shape card to get a pump card. And back into the other dimension. Zip. Wait for the dimension to catch up. Or did I crash? Nope, just took a while. Okay, corner 1, corner 2. Edit the card. 32 by 32 by 32. Put the card in there. Mode pump. Bam. Turn that on. And this thing burned a lot of power real fast. We didn't hear anything happen. Let's go back home. Something should have happened. We're about to make sure that what should have happened did happen. If we come over and we look in here, nope, nothing happened. It didn't do a damn thing. Okay. You are set. You're set to output, right? Yes. Do I need mechanical tubes to actually interface with you? Probably. So let's get some mechanical tubes. And we'll just use the elites that I already have. Get the configurator. Pop you down. We'll reset you. Okay, remembered liquids are auto eject on. So, put you down. Connector type is set to pull. back to the other dimension. Break that. And did it eat my card again? Did it seriously eat a card? And can you seriously not interface with that? This thing's being a pain in my ass. Don't know why it's taking me so long to teleport. Alright. I'm going to justify the use of cheat mode to give myself another one of these pump cards because it keeps eating them. We're going to get a tank. We're just going to get a basic fluid tank. Back into the third dimension again. How are we doing on power? We're okay. Okay, basic fluid tank on top of that. Elite mechanical pipe on top of that. Quantum entangleporter on top of that. Set input is in. Good. We flip this, nothing's going to happen because it has no definition. Select 1, 2, alter 32, 32, 32. Card in. Flip, and we see that fill up with liquid uranium real fast. We set that to pull, and it is now pumping liquid uranium. Now the question is, did this quantum entangleporter do its job? Did it actually get the uranium back home? I'm going to guess that it probably did not. Just based on the fact that this tank is still full after turning it off. Yeah, I'm going to guess it didn't work. So let's go home. We may have to switch to a more basic method of fluid transportation instead of messing with these quantum entangleporters. Which, if we do, it's not the end of the world. I wanted to mess with Mechanism's solution for it. Yeah, it didn't work. That's easy enough, though. We just won't mess with the quantum entangleporters. We're going to go to Ender Tanks. Ender Tanks are pretty easy. It's just a cauldron, some blaze rods, some wool. We're going to dye these magenta, brown, purple. Same configuration as my other setup. Magenta, brown, purple. Magenta, brown, purple. Break 1, break 2, get the crescent hammer. Pop this down on here. Change that to I think that's output mode. Can never remember with these tanks. Zip back in here. We're going to break out this quantum entangleporter because it's not doing a damn thing. I'm going to pop the ender tank on top of there. That's going to fill. And this card is now, or this tank is now empty. And this is draining, which means it is working. We flip this on. Well, we give this the card that I had and flip it on. We're filling up. And if I were to chunk load this, just like that, you can actually see where the pump is doing its work. If I were to go home now, there should be activity in that chunk now, which means it should stay loaded. Which means this should continue pulling the 50,000 RF a tick. And what we should be seeing is we should be seeing a fairly large supply of molten uranium coming into here. That's 140 buckets so far. If we come in here and we look at this, it is burning power like mad to try and keep that dimension online. We can see that our output beam is ridiculous at the moment. We can see that our output is 50,000 RF a tick. It's draining our cell relatively fast. I mean, as fast as you can expect. And this is now stockpiling absolute crap tons of molten uranium. We're at 250 buckets and climbing. What good is molten uranium, though, right? I mean, what good is that? Well, molten uranium, you don't have to put into a smeltery. You can take a mechanical pipe like that, and you can get a casting table and an ingot cast and a hopper or any other sort of import device and a chest. And a chest. Let's go ahead and upgrade it. And if we come out here and pop down our chest right here, with the hopper going into it, casting table there, ingot cast there, elite mechanical pipe out there, configure that to pull. That is going to start filling that up with molten uranium and drop it into here. And molten uranium, the immersive engineering version anyway, is compatible with extreme reactors. We now have basically an infinite power supply. Now, it costs a ton of power to keep this thing online. So we're not going to want to run this constantly. I'm probably going to run it for a while and get a good stockpile of molten uranium in here. I'm going to refine this system to work much, much faster. We're going to set this up so that we've got maybe 10 or 12 ingots casting at a time instead of 1, because this is slow. This is not even enough to keep up with a reactor consumption if you have a big reactor going. But we have a way to get infinite amounts, basically, of molten uranium. I'm going to let this run for a while offline and refine this system and build a nice building around it, something that's going to be suitable for something that's storing radioactive material. And then we'll come back next episode and we'll see what we can do with that. For right now, though, this has been Night Dagger with episode, I think this was 24 of Let's Play on Gult's Gorge. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I'll catch you later, peeps.